Hey there, guys. It's Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, and it is March the 27th. Yeah, March 27th, 2014. And it's been a while since I did a little video, and I wanted to kind of update you guys on what's growing on here. As you can see, I have some extremely healthy tomato plants right there that I have been growing, I don't know, late February. No, early February, I guess, is when I started them. And these things are lush and green and thick stalks. And what I did was starting out with those, and those are all Better Boy tomato plants. That's all I'm going to grow as far as tomato plants is Better Boys. And what I did was I started out with those white pots that you see there. I started out with the soil level only about halfway full. And that way, when the tomato plants started to grow, the stem getting taller and taller, I could backfill in the and cover up the stem, and thus encourage more root growth, so I would get a stronger plant. And sure enough, they've done really, really well. And look at that, I already have, let's see if I can get that on camera here. I already have a tomato blossom right there already blooming on these things. And I have the vegetation, it's unbelievable. This is the smallest of the one right here, and that's just because it's growing in this little thing, and it's still got a healthy stalk on that thing. It's very thick. All the rest of them I just started in bigger pots just because, I didn't want to have to do as much transplanting. And, so these are doing excellent. So hopefully in the next, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the latest, depending on what Mother Nature decides to do, I'll be transplanting these out, and they should do real well. I have other, of course, plants in here. I have some watermelon plants right here started, and all of these in here are pepper plants that I finally got some more to germinate. Everything's happened quite a bit, and you can see a lot of these all started out in these little pea pots here. And what happened was I put the seeds in and waited about 3 weeks, and nothing happened. So I put some more seeds in. Nothing happened. Put some more seeds in. Nothing really happened. And all of a sudden, things started popping up and going. And then now, of course, now every seed wants to germinate that I put in there. So I had an abundance of pepper plants. So you can see just in that pot right there, I have 4 pepper plants in that one. And I've already thinned that out, I think, one time already. That's why you see all these little pepper plants in between the peat pots in this little, like right here. These were all transplanted out, and up here, and I even have some over here. That one's casting, this one's getting too much shade, so I'm going to have to work that one out. But, anywho, put that back in there. So, you can see I'm getting some good second leaf, some true leaf growth on these pepper plants on some of them. I have Biancas there in the back, and there's going to be white, and they're going to turn to red, scarlet red. I have some purple bells, some chocolate bells, and a lot of that's in here too. They're all labeled, so it's just gotten way more than I need, I think. I believe this plant right here, that was one of my spring plants that just decided to do better than the others. I didn't think I had any more. I think that is a dinosaur kale. So I'm happy about that. More watermelon in here that just sprouted up recently. You can see a seed right there germinating. I've already thinned out so many watermelon plants as well, just like I did the peppers, because so many of them weren't coming up at first, and then all of a sudden they started going crazy. So I have more watermelon here. The 2 varieties of watermelon I'm growing this year, trying to grow, is Charleston Gray and Georgia Rattlesnake. Again, there's some more right there. A few more watermelons in there. And down below, down here I have some oregano, watermelon plants, and things like that. And there's that same bell pepper plant, California Wonder bell pepper plant, still back from the late fall. It's still hanging on. In fact, I even have a bell pepper finally growing after I sort of mutilated the plant a little bit. It hung on. The other one I had to pull the other day because it just wasn't doing anything, so it was wasting space. And there's another little bell pepper down here growing underneath. So things have been blossoming, blooming, and things like that. So it's all right. It's hung in there. We'll see what I get. This beauty right here. I'll show you look at that. Nice, good. Sorry for all the rattling behind me. It's the paper there, the mylar blanket that's providing so much assistance to this grow room by reflecting the light and the heat back in there and making it into a greenhouse. And so it's done really well. This is an Egyptian spinach. It's supposed to be probably one of the highest nutritious leafy greens in the world. And so I'm trying that this year. And I have a really good healthy plant. Not so healthy, but that was a transplant. I think it got some shock on it. You can see a couple of them there in the back right and back middle. There's some basil mixed in here. Everything. Alright, so I got a lot of stuff going on in there. Did want to talk to you guys. Sorry again about the noise. I did want to talk to you guys about fungus gnats. As you can see up here, get it close, you see all those little black dots on that yellow sticky trap, fungus gnat. Down over here, you can see all of those in there, and on the other side, it's just as black too. And these are the second ones. I've already collected a whole trap's worth. These are the second ones. I had to put out some new ones because there's just so many. I've had a humongous fungus gnat issue this year. I've never had that before because, of course, now this is the first time I really tried to grow anything indoors, and apparently that's a common problem. Drying out the soil didn't really seem to work, and that's not very conducive for your seed starts anyways. So, I've been using BTK. That's had some effect. The sticky traps have done really well. I'm not seeing so many of them messing around on the top of the soil, but I think the damage has been done to some of my plants. Let me show you real quick. Just yesterday, this right here was a healthy Egyptian spinach plant, almost like this, almost. It was a little bit bigger than this one, and then look at it, gone. And if I pull this thing out, usually, that's got some resistance. Maybe I'll leave that in there. Usually they don't have much resistance. Here, let me just show you this better. This right here, I just pulled it out very easily this morning. No roots, gone. This was healthy just yesterday evening, gone. You can look right over here at this watermelon plant right here. It was just healthy, and look, I pulled that out very easily. Hardly any roots left on it. This was much more healthy. It's wilted. It's dead. It's gone because the roots have been eaten by the fungus gnats. Actually, the larvae of the fungus gnats. So apparently fungus gnats lay their eggs in your soil. They hatch, and the larva feeds on the roots, the root hairs of your plants, and this is what you get. Okay? Gone. And I've been pulling more plants. It's like I come home from work. And look at that. Two of them right there. Two watermelon plants. I've left them in there because maybe, nope, look at that. Pulled right out easily. Look at that. Gone. And here we go with another one. These sort of watermelons. Pulls right out just like pulling a straw out of water. Hardly anything left of them. And this pot that's right in here, that had watermelon in it too. Gone. Some of the watermelon are hanging in. So I'm crossing my fingers. I've been soaking them with BTK. I've even tried, read up on some cinnamon, putting cinnamon on the soil and then watering down the soil so that the cinnamon seeps down in there. That supposedly kills the fungus that the larvae, that the fungus gnats feed on as their food source. So if you take away the food source, you take away the gnats. But I've been putting BTK in there, like I said, and I'm trying to get rid of them. trying to protect what I have left. But it seems like every time I come home in the evening, I don't have any. There's more plants that have succumbed to the fungus gnats. So, if anybody else has any other ideas that I could use that's surefire, the sticky traps seem to be working really well. But the damage, as you can see, has been done, and hopefully this is the end of it, but I doubt it. Hopefully I've caught it in time before any more of my plants, because I had a lot more watermelon plants and that were doing a lot better, but now things have gotten a little worrisome as far as my watermelon plants. And that Egyptian spinach, that was a really good plant. I was pretty upset about that one, because that was very healthy. But as long, and I'll be really upset if this one goes, 'cause this one is my best one. But you live and learn, and I still have some seeds, so if I have to directly sow these in the ground, then that's what I'll have to do. But I'll be better prepared next year, next time around, for growing my vegetables and things like that indoors. So I'm just very proud of those tomato plants, and I hope nothing happens to those, because those have a really good root system, and they're doing extremely, extremely well. And so anyhow, from Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, I know everybody's waiting for some good weather. Here in my area, we're up and down. Some days you're in the 60s and maybe low 70s. The next minute they're talking about rain and snow mix. I'm like, oh, great. So, and I have other basil plants and oregano inside my house in the windowsill, staying there, because I just don't have any more room. And outside I have 1 to 1 1/4 of my raised beds has some broccoli and collard greens and stuff like that. I'm hopefully they'll get to maturity and lettuce and things like that before it's time to get these plants out. Strawberry plants are doing well outside. They're starting to get a little bit more green leaves on them. So here's to a successful 2014 growing season for everybody. All right, from Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, y'all have a good day. Time to go to work. Bye.